So you guys are building your first timber frame from wood, from your sawmill, rough cut wood, not wood bought from the store, and you're actually trying to put in your knee braces. We're going to show you a quick, easy way to do it with rough cut lumber, because dimensional lumber is actually going to be a little bit different. So stick with us and we'll show you how. You know, hickory, like you swear, but we've got everything all finished. I know a lot of you guys are doing your first timber frame or your first couple of timber frame projects, and you're actually buying plans, and they're going to give you dimensions of actually where every one of the pockets should be cut. Now you need to remember that those plans are always based on S4S beams. That means it's 4 sides sanded. It's been planed. They're perfectly square. We're using stuff right off the sawmill, my friends. We don't go buy anything from the store. And actually, these beams are not planed. They're not sand. They're nothing. These are exactly the way they come off our mill before we even get to finishing them. So when you are cutting with your sawmill, you're always going to have, even though we use carbide blades, you can see the beautiful cuts that these make, but there could be small discrepancies. I'm not going to say that there's not, you know, mate right here, little couple, you might have a couple of waves because these aren't planed. We're just cutting them and getting them right up onto the sawmill, from the sawmill onto our table, and we're joining together. So for me, I've always found problems when I'm just doing straight measurements. Now, when you're getting those plans, it's going to tell you to be exactly here to put your pocket and put your pocket. And then you go to fit your knee brace in, and yeah, not really happening. Since you've made all of your knee braces, and all of this is rough cut lumber as well, there's always some slight discrepancies. So you're going to have to work your way around how that works out. So really simple, guys. I mean, once you get your posts in, it's imperative. Now, maybe you see I put my whole entire frame up here. I mean, I have a 44-foot frame that we're actually working on. But if you're doing something smaller, we could just do this right here in a section. You need to get your posts put in place. You need to check your squares. I mean, I've given the tip before about the 3, 4, 5. You know, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5. You're actually making a triangle, and that's a carpenter's trick on making anything square. So for any of you guys that don't know what the 3, 4, 5 carpenter's trick is, it's real simple. It's a mathematical formula for you to be able to check all your squares on your actually wood here, your buildings, or actually anything that you're building. But in real simple, guys, what you would do is you would actually make a mark here at 3. You would bring another mark down here at 4. Then this measurement to be perfectly square would be 5. Now you could do this in any multiple. It could be 6, 8, 10. It could be 9, 12, 15. It actually could be 60, 80, or 100 if your buildings are big enough. So that's a simple and easy way to check square on either your frame or your floor as you're setting up. So 3, 4, 5 trick, guys.
I like it.
I like it.
It's math I can understand.
So we've actually got everything lined up here. All our posts are in and they're square. Before you actually get to putting in your knee braces though, guys, you actually should, and how we do it is we get our posts put in place. We get them square where they need to be. And here we go. We've got ratchet straps. Tucking these in. So we're actually, at this point, we're marking where our draw bores are going to be. We're going to pull this out. We're going to recut the hole so that the draw bore works to bring this beam in even tighter than it already is. But we actually now, we just leave the straps in place. We've got our beam square. We've got everything level. Imperative, guys. You're doing you're doing something long like we have here, 44 feet. You need to string line and make sure that your actually plates or your beams are actually running perfectly flat. because everything is cut symmetrical. When you put it on a flat slab, that's how it's going to lay. So before you start squaring in and doing anything, it's imperative, guys, run a string right down the middle. You can actually see with our seam where it works on. And we've actually strategically placed where our joints would be to work best with the knee braces and exactly how we're going to assemble this thing in the field. So it takes a little bit of layout, especially with something this long. You need to figure where everything is going to be before you start cutting. So now that you have everything straight, everything here is straight, perfectly straight. You have all of your posts perfectly tucked in there, perfectly square. I'm always checking my measurements of my building. So now this is my entire building. I know from end to end exactly what it needs to be, and that's exactly how we make it. But because of all the discrepancies and things that happen with the wood off of your sawmill, and you're looking for tight joints that are going to be strong for your buildings forever. And without wrestling back and forth, I literally make knee braces 25, 50 at a time. So we have a pile of them. When we're ready to go, we drop on what we need. Now each one handmade, hand carved. Like I said, there could be a little bit of a discrepancy. So what I do is I actually just take my knee brace where I'm at, and I'm going to fit it with my joint to see where exactly this knee brace fits perfectly. Before I even pull a tape measure, I can see my joints on both sides where I want to be, and that's where that knee brace is really going to want to sit. So if you were actually doing it, I don't know how this one turned out here. This one's a 36. This one's 36 1/8. So there is a minor discrepancy. If you just cut in 36, yeah, you're going to be running into problems and you're actually going to be re-chiseling. So really, now that I know that this is where this knee brace fits, this is actually pretty the simple part. I'm just tracing out on my beams exactly where I know those pockets need to be. So it's not doing measuring, it's not fitting later. You're actually fitting this as you're putting this in so that you know that your place is going to be square. If you have to do occasionally, here, I can see right here, I have a small wave right here. If my knee brace, I know it's small, but if my knee brace hit right here on this, I would either, I would have to do some minor trim work here for this to fit. Now I'm not gonna know on this one till we actually put our pockets in. It looks like it's sitting perfectly square, perfectly flat, so I'm not thinking that this one's gonna give us too much of a problem, but you never know. Sometimes you need to finesse these things and yeah, spend a little time to make sure that this stuff fits correctly. So this is a pretty simple way, my friends, you know for a fact, without even measuring, without even looking, we're fitting. We're really not, I don't want to say we don't use a lot of math, but we use quite a bit of math.
Too much math for me.
Too much math. Let me find my, it's a pretty simple operation. Now I'm gonna just double check. Since every one of these is handmade, making sure I have no discrepancies, and making sure my tenons are all equal, which they are, Jay.
That's a good
You did
thing.
a good job, buddy.
Thank you. I don't think it was me, but yeah, you're right.
It was 10 and day for Jay. Sharp pencil, fellas. That's always key. Okay, you want, the most important part of your knee brace is actually right here in the seat cut, where this tenon is going to fit. That's going to be the pressure and the strength of this building. So you're not looking to make this bigger, have it sloppy and slide up. That thing should sit flat right into the bottom of whatever you're going to be cutting. So we're just going to give us a couple marks. Now I know mine are actually at 3 and 5. because that's going to be the center. I'm using a 4-inch would be the center. I'm doing 2-inch pockets. Boom. I know it's probably hard to see on that one. Let me do one here for you here, so you can kind of see how quick and easy this really is. That's it. That's what we need to mortise out to make sure that that is going to fit perfectly. Now I'm always double checking. 3 and 5. It's sitting perfect. Same, 3 and 5. So this is sitting in the middle. We're actually measuring off the top. Every one of these we're measuring from the top of the beam that we're working on. And I'm usually working on, let's say this is my pretty face. Not this one, this one. This is actually what's going to be stood up. This is what's going to be seen. This is actually an outside wall. We are using hickory beams.
They're
This
heavy.
is the first time we use them. These are beautiful, beautiful. A little harder to work with, a little harder to chisel, but they are straight. And gosh, I don't know what to say, Jay. Look at that beam
Beautiful
back there.
and hard though, but look at that. That's worth it.
It is worth it.
Beautiful.
So using pine, this is going to be a lot easier and faster for you. I don't care whether you're doing a structure that's 100 feet long or 8 feet long. It's going to be the same technique, especially when you're using lumber from your sawmill, because that's really what this is about. Cutting your own lumber from your homestead and building stuff. So we're going to actually get into it here. What we actually have to do is get these pockets mortised up, and then we'll show you how this gets fit back together and see if there's any adjustments that need to be made on it. Okay, since we have our frame entirely together, yes, we rig up our chain mortise. So for Jay to do what we call is the horizontal plunge. It's almost a new dance craze that they have. But it's a messier job. It would actually be easier, guys, if you had a smaller frame to disassemble and actually make your pockets and then do it. But if you were thought about, do you want to disassemble this giant frame that we put together? So no.
I don't.
Jay, it's time. You got pockets today.
Let's do it. That's okay. I'm a pocket guy.
So this method actually works perfectly here. We've actually rigged up a clamp on top of our system, which helps hold everything in place. And
We're good to go.
Jay gets the plunging.
Let's do it. Ready?
Go for it, buddy.
Let's do it. I'm splitting the line.
Man glitter.
Man glitter coming up. That's hickory.
It is hickory. So guys, this actually is a little bit harder to do. So we're going to give Jay some time and space to get these done. I'm going to lay out the entire package, make sure that everything fits, start marking out holes so I can fit and he can mortise. Okay, my man Jay's got all the holes mortised off. And we're going to just do a dry fit here right now. You can still see that this is all rough cut. Now before, if you want to save yourself a step and actually not have to disassemble this again, really, you should drill your holes at this point right here so that we're able to mark for our draw bores immediately as soon as we get the knee brace set. So if you guys do not have drill press like this and you're actually going to be hand drilling through, it'd probably be smart for you to drill your holes prior to making your pocket. It'll keep the drill bit straight, it'll go right through. Even if you crook it, it's going to actually go extremely right through. If you actually come through here and the bit is crooked, by the time you get to the other side you could have problems. So with this drill press we're able to do it, let's just say right here. Hickory, my friends, hard wood.
I always say oak is no joke, but hickory is really no joke.
No joke. Oak feels like basswood. So you can see the whole jig is holding my bit. We're running perfectly plunged. And there I go again. All I'm doing is sticking my bit out so that I can take my other drill and actually clean out the hole and make a clean pocket. A little quick bump. Line up your holes where they're supposed to be. There you go. See, this is where the discrepancy can be. Say you're a 16th off, you're an eighth of an inch off. You're using this knee brace for this pocket, so all the holes should line up. There we go. We're going to just pop through the bottom. That's the end of that. So we're going to drill these 2 holes for you right here, and then we're going to size this thing and see how this knee brace fits. See if there's any adjustments or if we're just good with it. Guys, we actually popped out our pin here that's holding everything in place because you actually either need to slip this down a little bit, or I have my man Jay actually swing it in for me. So we're actually just test fitting the pockets with that one snug. A little bit more, bro. There you go, you're in. Boom. Okay. Yeah, we have still quite a bit more. It's got to come over this direction here. Boom. There's where I feel good. I feel good.
Well, that's good.
I don't know if she's square, but I
Looks
feel
good right there. I don't know about this side.
It does look good right here. Now, I'm going to need to... So I take a pin. My peg is small so that I can bring them in, bring them out. You can see I need to suck this in. And this is going to do it. I'm going to suck the inside one in, Jay.
Came in a bit.
It did come in a bit. Okay.
Can you pull this over?
I do want to pull that over. He actually fits pretty good. Pretty good without having anything here in place. I have a slight.
This
Right.
side's looking really good over here.
It is. This side is actually looking a hair bit better than this side here. So here, I'm going to have to disassemble this one more time. Let me show them what we got going on here.
Okay.
So you can see where this needs to be sucked in here a little bit tighter. Yeah, it's pretty tight. So what I'll actually do, see now that we have, you can see I actually have a slight dip right here. You can scribe. Now I know exactly the shape that I want to do. So I'm actually going, this side's really good.
That's really good.
Both sides. So this is actually how the knee brace should look when you're finished in here. Now we need to just clean up the edges here. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pop this out here, and I'm actually going to just straighten out this side, or scribe it into the beam. You can see the curve right there. Look at that. So I know, there's my 1/8 inch. So there's what my problem is. It isn't the cut of the knee brace, but it's actually the cut of the beam.
Hey, who milled these beams, man?
I don't know. Somebody better get after it though, Jay.
Somebody's fired.
Somebody's fired so easily. I actually just drive my peg back through because it's smaller. Now my real drawbar peg is going to pull this in even tighter. So now we're actually free again. I'm going to have to pop this baby out. Can you give me a swing?
I can give you a swing there,
Give
Dan.
me a swing, Jay.
Let's do a little POV of the swinging.
A hair more, bro. Oh, there you go. You can put it back.
Thank you.
So here's what we're actually going to fix. Now I need to make sure that my other side is exactly the same. So we're going to end up cutting this off, sanding this down. You can chisel it. This being oak, It's not easy to chisel straight. I use my skill saw, and that's how I do it.
I like it when you use the skill saw, you're pretty good at it.
I do. Now, I do have let's fix one for everybody. And I'm going to show them how it fits. Guys, in any other circumstance, especially if you're not super comfortable about running a saw and being able to create let's say a credit card and have no issue cutting it in half, you could use your chisel and actually chisel your way down to exactly where your line is. I mean, you can see, I've got almost nothing. This is not pine. You're just not doing that. For me, because I use oak, I'll check my blade depth, which you can see only slightly. So there's my blade depth right there. I'm going to make this cut. And that's how I'm going to straighten out my beams that we actually have to use. Now it's imperative, guys. It's straight.
Show off.
Show off. It's straight.
All right, all right.
I'm cutting off on an angle. I'm cutting off on the side of it being straight. I need to transfer this square around, or it's not going to let my knee brace tuck in there. I'm going to check this side as well. So, let me do this. All I'm going to actually do, I'm going to flip my beam. I'm going to retrace my marks of exactly where I have. I'm not measuring the angle, I'm retracing my marks to fit what we just scribed.
All right, you did a really good job on the other side, Dan. No pressure.
I got no pressure, Jay. I got 50 of these. We need to make another one, we make another one. You know that. I just keep cutting them down. Again, I'm going to call this sanding. I'm going to check my depth again, which we're perfect. So here we go. Hold your square. Sanding, 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 sanding. Then I'm going to actually check, make sure how flat my cut was.
I actually know I love that.
I do. I have a hair. I'm not going to lie. There's a hair right here in the middle.
What?
Sit. I know. That's good you're filming and I'm all nervous.
I told you you're nervous.
Again, guys, you could use your chisel and beat on this a while. This thing is my shaper, so I'm actually... I can get right in. I'm going to check how flat I am. There we go. I got a perfectly flat cut. Now what you got to remember here is your tip, where we also have. I need to get this sanded. Again, the oak breaks out a little weird as a chisel. 2 seconds of sanding. We should be ready to go. So that's how I'm adjusting my knee brace to actually fit exactly what we have going on here. And I'm ready to do another squeeze, Jay.
All right. Well, I still like that cut. Even though you had to sand it, that was a pretty good cut.
You like that cut?
I do like that.
I always sand it. Even if I don't sand it, I sand it. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure. I've always marked my post.
It's the other way around, right?
I know.
Yep.
Whatever's...
No marking. Oh, see, I should have put a mark on there when we were sanding it.
Let me see how this fits, Jay. Should have been the other way.
I think it's the other way.
Because this one was perfect. I am wrong.
Yep.
Once again, I'm wrong. Uh-oh.
Doesn't happen very often.
You're right, Jay, I'm wrong. Okay, you can see I actually marked where my post is, so I'm always reminding myself of what's happening. Okay, so the cut was on the other side. Whew. Other than us actually needing this pin, I'm gonna drive my system back together. You see how it's sucking everything in place. I can tell you right here, Jay, we gotta come out one more time. Here, let's show them up, and I can show you why. What's happening right here. I'm actually being pulled off of this. Right here, I'm hitting my pocket with the 45. So I need to give us that little chisel trick that we do to give us some room.
Okay.
So I lost my derby. Pin coming back out. You see, you thought this was just gonna happen in one shot and everything was perfect. No, you have to finesse this stuff. You need to make it fit perfect, perfectly tight.
I'll cut out the mistakes.
You cut it out. There you go, buddy. You can see, look, I don't have a wooden hammer, Jay. All we need to do is, you can see it right here in my knee brace, and I should have done it first. This piece where we cut needs to come out, and that's going to give us the room to slide in. So yes, we're finally using the chisel. And I'm trying to make it good. These, you can actually make a perfect cut with a chisel better than a saw. So there, my piece is out. My piece is out. That's all I needed to do. That little bit is hanging us up. So we're gonna do one more time, Jay. Got a good catch.
That was a good catch.
There you go. You're in, pal. Much better. But I still need to suck us in to make sure we're where we need to be. I don't know if I'm gonna get that one. He's a little bit up. Oh, there we go. So here, you can now see how straight, how perfect that you are with your beam. My curved beam, because I made it fit. So you could see 100% how well this knee brace is sitting. And that's the strength of this timber frame. Realistically, it's not just posts back and forth. This is what's keeping you square. This is the strength of all the beams. So that's how we do it. We actually do this hundreds of times. And today, we still got a bunch more to do.
Could be plunging a lot.
So there we're plunging. So we've got everything all finished. All the knee braces in, all scribed together, all the posts back in, all the holes drilled for the entire 44-foot section that we had going on here. And honestly, guys, that joint is the one that we showed you how we fit it. We did that at 1 o'clock. 4 hours later, Jason and I got all the holes punched, all the mortises done, and everything scribed. And each one of them did need to have a little bit of work to it. Just like I showed you on this one. This is rough cut lumber, guys. So if you're having trouble putting in your knee braces and actually using rough cut lumber from your sawmill, This is a tried and true method to actually get them done fast, and get them done straight. So I hope this helped you out, guys. And we're going to take a break.
A much needed break. That's big and beautiful, Dan.